Booyah, my name is Major Slack and welcome back to Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced, otherwise known as Borderlands Remastered. This is my Gearbox Legendaries review video. If you are eligible for a so-called Gearbox loyalty reward, you will start every new game in Borderlands Remastered with 2 randomly selected Gearbox Legendaries. There are 6 Gearbox Legendaries in all, 1 for every weapon type except the SMG. Why didn't you make an SMG, Gearbox? Why? Anyways, to be eligible for the Gearbox, the so-called Gearbox loyalty reward, you have only to have played Borderlands 2 or Borderlands the pre-sequel on the same platform that you have Borderlands Remastered installed on. For example, if you have Borderlands 2 installed on the PS4 and you went ahead and installed Borderlands Remastered on the PS4, you will be eligible for the loyalty reward. Then all you have to do is start Borderlands Remastered, go to extras, log into your Shift account, and you'll automatically activate the so-called loyalty rewards. And this will also give you a whopping 75, count them, 75 golden keys, which you can use at the special chest in Firestone, and there's another one in New Haven, to get some really kick-ass weapons, super kick-ass weapons, like at least 75 of them, more like 150 of them. And I'll cover that in another video. If you don't have a Shift account, I believe you can create one right in the game at the Shift account screen, or you can create one directly at their website, shift.gearboxsoftware.com. It's free to sign up. All you need is a valid email address. I also read somewhere, this is completely unconfirmed, which is kind of weird, but someone said that the loyalty rewards gets granted to you automatically simply by purchasing the Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced Edition, which kind of makes no sense, because that would mean that everybody gets a loyalty reward. Everybody gets a loyalty reward. Hey, what the hell? You can have one. You can have one too. What the hell? So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know. It's completely unconfirmed. No Borderlands, no previous Borderlands installation required. Hey, post a comment if you are not getting any Gearbox Legendaries given to you when you start up a new game. And let's clear this up right now. Yeah, post a comment with your situation. And yeah, let's clear this up right now. But as far as the official announcement from Gearbox is concerned, you have to have either Borderlands 2 or Borderlands the pre-sequel installed to get the loyalty reward. Alright, now to start the game with the Gearbox Legendary of your choice, you have only to restart a new game until the Gearbox Legendary you want shows up in your starting inventory. Like I said, they give you 2 of them, but they're completely randomly selected. Now, I took the trouble to restart a new game with Mordecai until I had collected all 6 Gearbox Legendaries in various character save slots. And they are Silent Night, the sniper, Baha's bigger blaster, the shotgun, Violence, the revolver, Mugshot, the combat rifle, Sucker Punch, the pistol, and Hive Mind, the rocket launcher. Once again, there's no SMG. It should be noted that one of these Gearbox Legendaries will also appear in the weapon loot chest at the end of the game where you fight the destroyer. Once again, whichever one that appears in that weapon chest is completely randomly selected. Now, so far, all I've seen is Gearbox Legendary reviews on these weapons at level 69. How they perform at level 69 with a whole bunch of maxed out skills and maxed out weapon proficiencies or high level class mods coming out of your ears it's not going to help you with the starter Gearbox Legendary making your way through levels 1 through 10. Anyways, that's what inspired me to take the trouble to extensively field test the new game version of each and every one of these Gearbox Legendaries. The tests I ran them through were how they performed against the following situations, the following boss enemies. 9 Toes at character level 4, which is the absolute earliest you can face 9 Toes, okay? Next was Bonehead at level 7, which is ridiculously tough for any weapon. That's a ridiculously tough challenge. You can actually face Bonehead at level 6, but at level 6 you can't even get close enough to field test any weapon. So I bumped it up to level 7, and I tested all these Gearbox Legendaries against Bonehead at level 7. Then I tested them all against Scar at level 7, which is more reasonable. And once again, I tested Bonehead at level 9, which is still underpowered, since when you're at character level 9, the Bonehead that spawns is level 12, but at least is more manageable than at level 7. So those are the 4 tests I ran all these Gearbox Legendaries through, plus some random running and gunning tests, which I'll also include. So the following video contains the results of all this early game Gearbox Legendary weapon field testing. And hey, if you already like where this is going, slam on the like button and give this video a big old thumbs up. It will really help support the channel. Thanks a lot. So that's it. Without further ado, let's get busy.
MajorSlackVideos.
Alright, let's kick things off with Violence. The legendary Revolver has ×3 explosive damage. That's absolutely phenomenal for a weapon at this stage of the game. It also has a great fire rate. Pretty good damage, but it's really all about the fire rate and the ×3 explosive damage. Only 3 in the mag, but it reloads pretty quick. The red text reportedly refers to the less health you have, the more damage it does. I haven't been able to confirm this. I never really noticed it that much in effect, largely because this is just a beast. It just destroys everything in its path. Pretty much one-shots all enemies up to enemy level 10. Around enemy level 10, it takes 2 shots and then they're down. But really, it's a total beast. Plus, it can do multiple kills because of the high explosive damage. So you shoot one enemy, and because of the area of effect of the explosive damage, you can sometimes get 2 or 3 kills at the same time. Because of that, it's excellent for those speed kill challenges like Relentless, Chain Killer, and Killing Spree. For example, here's the Revolver taking on the Killing Spree challenge. 15 kills with only 7 kills between each kill, or 7 seconds between each kill. It also can get you the Boom Goes the Dynamite challenge complete very early in the game. Something you'd never be able to do with any other weapon, because you rarely get weapons with explosive damage this early in the game. So there you go, Killing Spree complete. 15 kills, no more than 7 seconds between each kill. Here's the 9 Toes challenge. 9 Toes at level 4. Passed this challenge. He did take us down into a fight for life sequence, but I wasn't worried. As you can see, he's taking a lot of damage. Headshot, that took a lot of damage, and 2 more shots, and boom, boom, passed the test. Next is Bonehead at level 7. This is, like I said, insanely tough. I tried going toe-to-toe with him. It was just impossible. Half the time I couldn't even get close enough to get off one shot, let alone, field test how many shots it would take to take him down. So instead I tried to, use the Revolver as a sniper rifle. The problem is it doesn't have a scope, and it has even a crappy iron sight, so trying to land enough shots to, get anywhere was pretty much, impossible. So this is pretty much a total fail. Next is Scar at level 7. This is a more reasonable challenge. Check this out. 2 at once. See? Yeah, this happens all the time. This Revolver is a beast. ×3 explosive damage. Yeah, sometimes you get 2 or 3 kills with 1 shot. Okay, here we go. Scar. I'm trying to kill as many of these skags as possible because I want to take on Scar alone. I don't really feel I need a second wind. Just want to see how this Revolver fares against Scar alone without having to rely on second winds. So here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Doing lots of damage, as you can see. Totally confident that I'm going to beat him. He did finally do some damage at me at the end. So far he hasn't touched me. There, he finally gets me. Almost takes me down to within an inch of my life. Right after I finished off the last guy too. So playing with fire here, burning my bridges. But we beat him, so we passed the Scar test. Now, back to Bonehead again at level 9, which is more reasonable. It's still above our pay grade. This time I'm going to try to go toe-to-toe with him. Because the sniper rifle challenge, like the sniper rifle tactic, was a total fail. So, doing lots of damage, get right up in his face. We got some bandits around us for second wins. should be able to two-shot this guy. Two-shot, second wind. Try to get a crit hit. Keep going at Bonehead. As you can see, he takes you down so quickly when you're at level 9 and he's at level 12. Got another second wind. Crit hit. He's close to death. And down he goes. So we passed the test finally on Bonehead. Next, Baha's Bigger Blaster. This is a close second to the Revolver. Doesn't really have anything special going for it. It's just a pretty much all-around good shotgun. Extra pellets, has 9 pellets, 20 damage, pretty good fire rate, 1.3. The red text reportedly refers to fires as long as you can hold down the trigger. That's what it says on the wiki. I have no idea what this refers to. I've tried holding down the trigger expecting it not to reload, and it does reload, so I don't see what holding down the trigger does at all, if anything. I think that may be an error. Post a comment if you know what that's all about. At any rate, it's a really good runner and gunner. Pretty much one-shots everything, just like the Revolver, except it has a shorter range. That's why I would rate the Revolver ahead of this. Has a shorter range, but it's easier to hit stuff because, you know, hey, it's a shotgun, right? So that is its like forte, if you will. Has 150% melee damage, but I didn't really test that because there's another weapon coming up later on that has way more, like a much bigger buff in melee damage. Here we go. Let's try to get the Relentless challenge complete. First set of bandits here: 1-shot, 2-shot, 3-shot, 4-shot, and boom, 5-shot Relentless, just like that. This is pretty much the way the weapon handles. Here is the blinding 9 toes mission. Once again, we're running around one-shotting everything. This weapon, believe it or not, I took all the way up to Roid Rage Psycho. That's like a level 15 boss, and I managed to beat him with that. That was using a brick build. Unfortunately, I didn't record that, and I deleted the save. That was before I realized that I was going to do this video. Alright, let's do the 9 toes test. Here we go. 9 toes. Get right up in his face. Blast away. Boom. That's it. That's all. Did even better than the Revolver. Now, let's get knocked down a notch and take on Bonehead at level 7. There was no point trying to use this as a sniper rifle because, well, you know, it's a shotgun. It has pretty good accuracy for a shotgun, but yeah, as you can see, right up in his face, plowing away, and it was pointless. Then I said, okay, let's just give it a shot and see if we can use it kind of like, you know, as a sniper rifle because it has pretty good accuracy. And barely doing any damage, and we're almost dead. So this was a total fail. Next, the level 7 Scar Challenge. Once again, did better than the Revolver, but I would still rate the Revolver better than the shotgun, simply because it has way better range. So because of that, it's more versatile. But yeah, took him down pretty fast. Even though he put me into fight for life, instant second wind, and boom, down. That's it. That's all. He's dead. Now, time for some payback. Let's see if we can take down Bonehead at level 9. Alright, still above our pay grade, but it's more manageable. Getting right up in his face. Forget about the sniper rifle strategy. See if we can land some crit hits. And hold still environment. Can we do it? And oh yeah, did it. Not a fail. I wouldn't exactly call it an easy win though. Next, the Sucker Punch. The legendary Gearbox Legendary pistol. This particular weapon's forte is the immense melee damage. It does plus 500% melee damage. Other than that, it's just a pretty much run-of-the-mill machine pistol. But the melee damage, you can pretty much one-shot everything up to enemy level 9. So that, like I said, is its forte. So you pretty much have to adopt a melee playstyle to put this weapon to good use. Here I'm going to attempt to get the Relentless challenge, 5 kills with only 7 seconds between each kill. As you can see, it's instant kill if you do a melee hit. Compare this with other weapons, you'd have to like do 2 or 3 melee hits to get a kill. So it's good for that. That's 4 kills. This time I even missed, but still got it. Boom, got Relentless. Let's try to take on 9 Toes at level 4. Here we go. We're gonna go melee on him. Check this out. This is an all-out brawl. The thing about 9 Toes and Bonehead is when they hit you, they knock you back. See that? So that's a huge disadvantage when you're trying to take these guys out with a melee weapon. So he eventually knocked me back into fight for life. There's no way I can hit him. So I had to finish him off with my pistol. Hey, don't forget 9 Toes, this is a pistol. Haha, gotcha. Had to try it again though, because I want to make sure I wasn't like, you know, just getting lucky. So here we go. All-out brawl. Slugging it out. He's knocking me back. Pretty much the exact same result. Put me to fight for life, so finish him off with the pistol. Uncanny that it was almost the exact same result. So down he goes. Again, let's try that again. This time we're going to go at him with just the pistol. No melee attacks. Let's see how it fares with just a pistol. So hard at him with just a pistol. Pretty good machine pistol, but it's not all that powerful. Not nearly as powerful as the Revolver or the shotgun. That is the Violence or the Baha's Bigger Blast. Once again, put me into fight for life pretty much at the same time, but I fared a little better, so down he goes. Next, Bonehead at level 7. This was like, you know, pretty much impossible. I tried to rush up and give him a melee hit, and you know, pretty much expected to go into fight for life right away. And it just, there's no way. It's just not, it just doesn't have enough firepower, and there's no way you're gonna melee him. So that was an epic fail. Next, the level 7 Scar test. I'm gonna go all melee on him. I was actually surprised that I could pull this off. I never expected to do this. Strictly melee, and I'll use the like pistol for second wins. Getting some pretty good hits here. Check it out. Half dead already. But I'm almost dead. There we go. Fight for life. So let's try to get a second wind using the pistol. Here we go. Got a second wind. Back to melee attacking Scar. I actually got stuck here. Jumped up and got out of it. And I happened to jump up just as he did his shockwave. So that kind of saved me, but didn't save me that time. So another second wind. Check out the final hit that finished him off. I managed to get a critical hit. Boom. Check that out. So plus 500% melee damage and a critical hit. So totally messed him up. Here we go. Time for some payback. Bonehead at level 9. I don't know what to say about this. It was just pretty much impossible. I tried to get right up in his face. The thing about the sucker punch is its accuracy is pretty bad. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say bad, but it's you know, it's just not enough to take on Bonehead. Either at level 7 or at level 9. Once again, if you try to go melee against Bonehead, he'll knock you back, just like 9 Toes, and he knocks you back even further. So that was pretty much useless. Tried once again to go at him with just the pistol. Put me into fight for life almost instantly. Trying to get some critical hits. I am getting some critical hits, as you can see, but once again, there's just not enough gas in the tank to pull this off. So the sucker punch failed both Bonehead tests. Yep, a complete and total fail. Next up to bat, the Mugshot, the Gearbox Legendary combat rifle. All around good weapon, nothing really special about it. ×1 explosive damage, a little bit bigger clip than other combat rifles. Good damage, good fire rate, great zoom. Like I said, it's got a little bit of everything, so it's a good all-around weapon for mid-range combat. It's not that great at close combat, it's not that great at long-range combat, so it's not as versatile as, say, the violence, the revolver, the legendary revolver. Let's run it through some tests. Nine Toes at level 4 pretty much took him down without breaking much of a sweat. So I was like, wow, maybe we finally have a contender to take down Bonehead at level 7. Let's see how it fares. Here I'm going for the, like, I'm trying to take advantage of the scope, the 2.4 zoom on this. Use it as a sniper rifle. And it just couldn't get the job done. Just couldn't land enough critical hits to really make headway. I mean, I might have been able to pull it off if I went at it for like 15 minutes, but that's not what I would call like a really successful, you know, win. So, this wasn't working really. As you can see, Bonehead, he'll eventually win this war of attrition. Going through the meds. So eventually I decided to try it again, and this time get right up in his face. But first eliminate some of the other guys so that I could get close enough to him so that, you know, I wouldn't have lost all my health, and maybe even last for like a few seconds while trying to land some crit hits on his head. So he's pretty much alone now. I'm trying to use anything and everything. Normally I wouldn't do this in field testing. I would just like to let the weapon stand for itself. Okay, so I'm going to rush up right up in his face. And he started bopping around, wouldn't you know it? And that's all it takes. Threw out Bloodwing in desperation, went into fight for life, and this is pretty much game over. So, yeah. No chance. So this was a complete and utter fail. Next, the Scar at level 7 test. I took the trouble to wipe out all his minions. And once again I'm using the range, the great range, 2.4 zoom on it. Up he comes. The thing about this weapon is it's a good solid weapon. Like I said, it's a good solid weapon for mid-range combat. It's just that I don't really find it that exciting to use. There's nothing really that special about it. So I don't really find it, you know, a lot of fun to use. It gets the job done, but, you know, ho-hum, so what kind of thing, you know. There we go. So we passed the Scar at level 7 test. Let's get some payback, or try to get some payback on Bonehead at level 9. This was a lot harder than I thought it would be. Once again, I want to try to get close enough to Bonehead without, like, this is the thing with Bonehead, he's like, him and his minions do so much damage that by the time you get up in his face, you know, with a close combat weapon or like a mid-range combat weapon, half your health or almost all your health is wiped out. So I'm trying to wipe out some of his minions. Now I'm going to go for it. Get right up in his face. Go for crit hits the whole way through. He takes me down to fight for life. Fortunately, I got a couple of second wins right here. And right back, crit hits, get right up close to him. Plow right into his head. Another second wind. And should be able to finish him off. Once again, wasn't a fail, but I wouldn't exactly call it an easy win. Alright, time for some comic relief. The Gearbox Legendary rocket launcher, Hive Mine. It's got everything you want in a rocket launcher. Good fire rate, lots of rockets in the mag, acceptable accuracy, fantastic zoom, but it's just got this one thing that totally kills it in my humble opinion. This 300% burst fire count. Spits out 3 rockets at a time. Exactly the thing you want right at the beginning of the game when there are no rockets to buy. Not. Yeah. So, yeah, trying to get the relentless challenge complete on the first set of bandits here was problematic, to say the least. Oh yeah, and if you're going to use the Hive Mind, be prepared to die a lot by your own hand. It has a humongous area of effect. Boom, see? Dead already. This happened to me so many times. I died so many times using the Hive Mind. It was ridiculous. And there you go. Out of ammo already. So, yeah, and rockets are not something that you commonly find in loot piles. So, one thing you can do is you can do a melee attack to cancel the burst fire. So just after the first rocket spits out, just do a melee attack and it cancels it out. I find this really annoying. It's not that I think I'm holier than thou and I won't use an exploit like that. I just find it annoying to have to do that in order to make this rocket launcher effective in combat. So, I don't know. Alright, let's see how the Hive Mind fares with the 9 Toes level 4 test. 2, 3, boom, he's dead. I swear 9 Toes was dead so fast he didn't realize he was in a fight. So I figure, okay, finally we've got a contender to take on Bonehead at level 7. So I try the same tactic, aim right at him, and this SOB just won't go down at level 7. It just won't go down. Once again in fight for life, aimed right at him. And down I go. Let's try it again. This time I'm gonna use cover for what it's worth. Total fail. This time I'm going for like aiming at his feet. You see, I'm aiming at his feet. This often works well with rocket launchers. The enemy ends up taking a lot of splash damage from the ground, so aiming at his feet still didn't work. Yeah, Bonehead is a tough SOB at level 7. Essentially, he's not meant to be attempted at level 7. Once again, aiming at his feet, trying to, dish out some splash damage. And once again, this is going to turn into a war of attrition that I'm going to lose. 2 days later, recovered my health. Try a few more shots. Eventually I go, okay, I'm just gonna rush him. I'm just gonna bum rush him. Get right up in his face. See if proximity makes a difference. Wait for my health to come back up. And let's just get out there. Here I knew I was too close to avoid splash damage. I just didn't care. I just wanted to see if I could do enough damage on him to kind of build a strategy. And that's it. I'm out of ammo. So that was a colossal fail. Next, the level 7 Scar test. This is pretty good because Scar is a pretty big target, so we don't have to rely on using tricks like using the ground to create splash damage. Just aim right at him and boom, that's it, that's all it took. So now, once again, time for some payback. This time I'm gonna go after Bonehead just using ground splash damage, so I'm aiming right at his feet. This is level 9. Once again, aiming right at his feet. And as you can see, it's working pretty good. Payback, bitch. And finally, Silent Night, the Gearbox Legendary sniper rifle. Its particular forte, actually, if you look at the stats, it's really just pretty much a really mediocre, even substandard sniper rifle. But if you look at the stats, or look at the critical hit damage rather, it's plus 800% critical hit damage. Yeah, that's absolutely insane. Only 3 in the mag. Not really a fast reloader, but that plus 800% critical hit damage. Wow. Yeah. So maybe we finally have a contender to take down Bonehead at level 7. Let's put it through its paces. Here we go. 9 Toes at level 4. 1 shot. 2 shot. That's it. That's all. Once again, in the ground so fast, he didn't even realize he was in a fight. Okay, here we go. The dreaded level 7 Bonehead test. Can we do it? Taking cover, because that's what you do with a sniper rifle. Great hits and take cover. Doing a lot of damage, as you can see. He's in the exact same position as he was when we were using the combat rifle. But this time, we have a sniper rifle with much higher accuracy and doing a colossal amount of critical hit damage. As you can see, this is a war that we might win. Let's see how it works out. Yeah, lots of crit hit damage. And you check the ammo count and just kind of like do the math in your head. You see that, yeah, this looks like a win. Looks like we got a winner here, people. Can we do it? The one reason why this is really significant is because if you could take down Bonehead at level 7, you could skip that whole Skag Gully side mission thing that you always have to do to level up to level 9 or level 10 in order to take down Bonehead. So, yeah. Looks like we got a contender here, people. And booyah! Finally! Bonehead down at level 7. Let's see how the sniper rifle fares in the Scar level 7 test. The problem here, this is almost the exact opposite. This sniper rifle is really poor against Skags, because the only way you can get a critical hit on Skags is when they open their mouths. Or if you happen to hit them, you see like Scar, he has his mouth just a little bit open as he's rushing you. It's just a tiny bit open. If you could hit that tiny little spot, you can get a crit hit. See, I got a crit hit there, but that was like sheer luck. So I'm shooting from the hip, you know. Other than that, you gotta wait till they open their mouths. So this is kind of like a sniper rifle's nemesis going up against Skags. So as well as it did against Bonehead, yeah, that's a win, but I wouldn't call it an easy win. Okay, so Bonehead at level 9. This should be a hell of a lot easier. We already kicked his ass at level 7. Don't need second wind, so down these guys go. There he is. He's doing a colossal amount of damage now. Now that we're taking him on at a more reasonable level. Yeah. Here's somebody approaching. Almost dead. And bit of a clipping problem there. One more shot should do him in. And he's really bopping around now because he knows he's going to die. Once again, a clipping problem. And booyah. That's it. That's all. Bonehead down at level 9. No problem at all. Didn't even break a sweat. So there you go. That is my review of all the Gearbox Legendary weapons early game, as you get them right out of the box at the beginning of the game. What is your favorite Gearbox Legendary weapon early game? Post a comment. And that is it for this video. I would like to thank you all very much for watching. See you next video. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes, alright? Thanks a lot, really appreciate it.